Okay, everyone, welcome back to Newswatch at 5:30. We continue our coverage today on not using an air conditioner, reducing your energy bill, saving you money, making you healthy and green and fresh. So where are we right now? We're in the second floor.
We're in the second floor, and we just came up the stairs, which is a really, really exhausting but important component in a house.
Right.
We talked about how air flows in a house, and two major impactors. The first is the outside, the prevailing winds, right? On the weather, we see the winds come from the west and move across to the east. So that impacts the house as to how air comes in and how it leaves. But also, within the building, there's what's called stack effect, or building pressure, or chimney effect. Just like in a chimney, the smoke rises up. In a house, the hot air rises up. It becomes, as it falls into a cold basement, it warms up, it expands and becomes buoyant, which means it actually starts rising up. It's pulling that heat of the house up to the second floor.
Hence you get the sweltering hot bedrooms.
Right.
On a hot July, August night when you're like...
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So these stairs can be a negative impact because they're pulling that heat up. But if we think about things and have a house laid out properly, we can use it to our advantage.
How so?
Well, this window in front of us is actually facing east.
Okay.
So that's on the leeward side of the house. The wind is not actually coming into that house, into that window. It's actually escaping. So we can put a fan in this window, blowing out, not in.
That would seems like it goes against the logic. But you're saying put a fan against it, blowing out.
Because the natural pressure of that window is to exhaust out.
So it's like a vacuum, right?
That's
when you open up a vacuum, it's going to suck.
That's right.
Suck out.
For every amount, a cube of air coming in, there has to be a spot where it's leaving. And that window is where it wants to leave. So with this hot air coming up, if we put a fan in that exhausting out, it's actually pulling the hot air out of the house.
Okay. And if we open up another window...
Right. So in this house, we have really good cross ventilation. We have a window on the west side and a straight line to the window on the east. So now this is the bathroom. When we think about bathrooms, that if we don't have a bathroom fan, that we crack a window to let the moisture out.
Right.
But that's not going to work in this case because the prevailing wind is actually pushing that moisture into.
It's going to do the vacuum thing again.
Right. So it's actually going to be pushing into the house. But without looking at the moisture, without just looking at trying to keep the house cool, by opening that window and exhausting out this one, a fan pushing out, and that one.
So still keep a fan on even if both windows are open?
Well, it's about temperature as well. So the greater the temperature difference between inside and outside, the greater these stack effect